It is indeed the first day of the second month of love 2025. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to KBC Channel 1 Lunchtime News. You can trust Channel 1 for a detailed coverage of the day's events. My name is Bentro Njue. Byron Abuli is my colleague on the sign language interpretation. We begin our live coverage at the Nairobi Funeral Home, formerly City Mortuary, where the family of Kalani Mwema and Steve Mbisi are camping to find out whether they can identify bodies at the morgue to see if they can find their loved ones. And this is after 2 bodies of the Mlolongo 4 were identified earlier in the week. Now, my colleague Abdiaziz Hashim has been keeping tabs with what has been happening there. We saw yesterday the CS for public service headed there. Let's cross over to... All right, we will be crossing over to the Nairobi Funeral Home as soon as my colleague is ready. But first things first, let's have the day's event. Deputy Chief of Staff, Performance and Delivery Management, Eliud Owalo, says the government is leveraging the Rural Electrical and Renewable Energy Corporation, RELEC, to transform lives in Kenya's rural areas. At a performance evaluation exercise at the RELEX headquarters in Nairobi, Owalo said the rural electrification is a force multiplier in the creation of jobs at the grassroots, in effect stemming the tide of rural to urban migration. He said the last mile connectivity is in line with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which targets to improve lives and livelihoods. RELEC has embarked on a strategy of enhancing electrification through collaboration with counties and constituencies.
We strive to facilitate the lives and livelihoods of those who are operating at the bottom of the economic pyramid. You are aware that one of the challenges we have been facing in Kenya, as in many other developing countries, is the issue of unemployment. And deliberately and consciously as a government, we are coming up with programs that can create jobs right there in the villages so that we also stem the rural urban migration in search of jobs. So REREC is a key facilitator in this through your connectivity of electricity on one hand, but also support to businesses.
And to down their tools to withdraw their teachers from Kwihondwe Primary School in Lubinu, Rushenya Ward, Mumias East Constituency, Kakamega County, following a closure notice to the school by public health officials for lack of latrines. The Ministry of Public Health wrote to the school to address severe sanitation issues and face closure, with teachers forced to seek the services in a neighborhood as learners share one latrine for both boys and girls. According to a notice issued on January the 15th, 2025, following an inspection conducted on January the 13th, public health officers found that the school, which has over 400 pupils and 12 teachers, rely on a single toilet.
Naona hii shule ati inataka kufungwa kwa shauri ya choo, hata mimi natetemeka, nashindwa watoto nitapeleka wapi. Na hapa ilikuwa mahali pazuri kwa watoto kusoma.
Hiyo choo inazama. Naingia ndani, hakuna mwalimu ambaye anaweza enda hapo. Na hakuna choo kingine ambaye hao walimu wanaweza tumia. Kule juu kuna choo moja ambayo ina milango 3. Kwa sababu ya wanafunzi na umati wa watu ambao wako hapa 358, wanatumia choo ile kubwa, ile moja ya milango 3, wasichana kwa wavulana, na hiyo sio hali nzuri. Na tunataka tuambie viongozi ambao wako hapa ya kuwa waajibike, kwa sababu wakichelewa sana hawa ni wanafunzi ambao wanaumia. Shule zingine watoto wanasoma, hawa watoto hawasomi kwa sababu hauna madarasa.
And still on education, learners in Kipkelion East Constituency, Kericho County, have a reason to smile after their Member of Parliament embarked on a renovation and improvement of the status of all classrooms in the constituency. Speaking after commissioning 10 renovated and tiled classes funded through the NGCDF kitty at a cost of 2.6 million shillings. The area MP, Joseph Cherorot, reiterated that the move will enable a good learning environment for the students. The lawmaker defended the NGCDF kitty, saying it is well structured and has delivered several projects across the country.
Napenda kusema kwamba tukiwa wabunge, the only structured, ile pesa ambayo zinatumika kamili, ambayo huwezi hata kuchukua hata ndururu, ni hizi za NGCDF. Na tunatumia ipasavyo, ikikuja tunaketi, tunaweka hizi, tunaweka gani, every area inapata pesa zake. So ningependa kusema kwamba kwa mambo ya masomo, hii ya Form 4 Day School, we have allocated 24 million kulingana na idadi ya wale wanafunzi ambao watakuja wameingia Form 4. We targeted tulitumia ile ya Form 3.
And still on the education beat, Moi University Vice-Chancellor Isaac Kosgei has been sent on a compulsory 8-month annual leave effective January the 30th as the University Council started implementing a management restructuring strategy. In changes announced Saturday by the Council Chairman, Professor Noah Midamba, Professor Kiplagat Kotut has been appointed new acting Vice-Chancellor effective immediately. Meanwhile, Professor Haemba Ongeti has been appointed the new AG, or Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of Research, Extension and Service of Student Affairs. Professor Midamba says he revealed the changes were effected at the meeting held on Thursday and Friday this week.
I have the honor to announce the new Acting Vice-Chancellor of Moi University, Professor Kiplagat Kotut, sitting right next to me.
And I want to give my commitment as an individual that I will put in everything that I have picked over the last 3 decades of working in the university sector to ensure that we actually deliver on the assignment ahead of us.
We developed a strategy document with 3 goals, and the first one was strengthening the leadership of Moi University. As you can see, we are implementing that strategy.
Smiling glory.
And away from education matters, United Nations International Peace and Governance Council UNIPGC has awarded over 50 individuals who have made a significant contribution to African continents in different fields. In a ceremony held in Nairobi, Kenya, UNIPGC Global President and Permanent Representative to the United Nations, Dr. Jonathan Ojada, challenged the awardees to collectively explore ways towards sustainable development and peaceful Africa. Among those awarded were National Heroes Council Chief Executive Officers Dr. Charles Wambia and Dr. Sela Ruto for excellence in fields of peace building in the country. They both received the Commander of Peace and Honorary Degree Awards. Dr. Ojada further said the continent continues to grapple with complex social, political and economic challenges, adding that there is need to find crucial ways to strengthen peace and stability in the continent. The award comes ahead of the International Peace Conference slated for April 2025 in Nigeria.
These winners are people that have been of great impact in the community. They have been people that they have brought changes in people's lives and in destinies.
Recognize today that we should stand and uphold unity. We should promote sustainable peace in our various communities. We need to understand that peace is a culture that needs to be imbibed by every individual. We have to understand that the absence of guns, the absence of war does not mean peace, but our collective effort in how we promote peace in our various families that transcends into the community.
And this is a challenge to me that the work I'm doing is still burning to be done more. So I know from this recognition and the speeches which have been done by Professor Godana and also Dr. Ambassador Jonathan of the university, which is added me this, is a very important, because the university is in charge of peace and reconciliation. So I think it's a challenge to me that I will try to bring up more people into the institution of reconciliation and peace.
As a mediator, where I resolve conflicts, this is exactly what has come at the right time. When mediation is needed in our country, especially in our communities.
Elsewhere, shareholders of the contested 8,000 hectares of July farm in Gilgil, Kiambu County are now accusing cartels of inciting the squatters who have occupied the piece of land despite an eviction court order. With tensions running high and the dispute now escalating, both groups continue to claim ownership of the land. The 3,500 shareholders now want the government and relevant authorities to intervene by evicting the squatters and allowing surveyors to demarcate the land.
Hatujafika huko. Tulifika Girigiri, tukakuta kuna wasikali wanatusuhia tuingie shamba. Lakini tulikuwa watu wengi sana. Tunakuomba president wetu tushike mkono.
Sababu mimi mwenyewe nikajiuliza kwa nini na tuko na barua ya kuelekea huko. Tulikuwa napatiwa na IT hiyo barua ya kwenda kwa shamba letu.
What was the problem? What was better? What was more sane? Blocking our members from getting to the shamba or getting hold of the goons. Getting hold of the goons. There is a problem somewhere. Bwana President, help us deal with these cartels.
Away from that, more than 3,500 people actually have benefited from a free medical camp organized at Chemolingot Center in Baringo County. The camp was organized in collaboration with the multi-agency security team from Chemolingot Command Center operating under Operation Maliza Uhalifu. During the one-day camp, patients received services such as eye and dental screening and cancer screening, among others. According to Brigadier Maina Huria, the commander of Operation Maliza Uhalifu in the North Rift, the medical camps are in line with the National Shared Security Strategy for lasting peace and security in the region.
Through the efforts of all the multi-agency teams in this area, we've seen stability and peace in this area, and this has contributed to such medical camps.
The camp here today is extremely well patronized, with people who are traditionally pastoralists traveling long distance to come to this medical camp.
The department is bringing health to the people. This is primary health care, and we have so many things going on here. We are diagnosing a lot of conditions. We even have the diagnostic unit. We have laboratory. We have specialized doctors here.
Very well, at about 11 minutes past the top of the hour, we are due for a fast break. But when we come back, we still have more news, including the latest from the world of sports.
Wanakumbushana, wanapashana na kujulishana. Dora yetu Mtungari, mtapata nyote, nitaweza kuwapa nyote. Tazama pale. Unasemaje? Jeb. Kwa sauti? Jeb. Jemi. Pana haja ya kuwa na shule za bweni katika maisha ya shule za msingi kwa mfano ama shule za upili.
Msongamano wa wanafunzi katika shule za bweni. Shule hizi za bweni utakuta kuwa wanafunzi wamejaa, hata heri chembelele za mkati.
Wanafunzi wa shule ya bweni kujifunza kujitegemea kwa kuwa hana wazazi wake karibu.
Mtoto alikunywa uji wake. Geuza sentensi hii katika hali ya kutendesha.
Mtoto alinyweshwa uji wake.
Mtoto alinyweshwa uji wake. Sifa za mtambaji bora ni zipi?
Anafaa kuelewa mada vizuri anayoenda kuongelea.
Alafu awe mfaraguzi, sio?
Naam.
to look through this matter identity, because the most affected are the young people.
I believe purpose is why you are here.
Okay.
Yes. At such a time as this, I'm going to bring Macy into the world, and she's going to have this assignment. She's going to carry this burden. Okay. So it is an assignment that has been given to us by God.
David served the purposes of God in his generation. No man will ever live to affect 2 generations.
Welcome back. We are glad you're watching. Moving on, 16 needy students drawn from Kitui County are set to receive bursaries worth 300,000 Kenya shillings, courtesy of Tiva Sand Basin, led by Benjamin Mwanzia. The group says that through the support, the selected needy students will be able to continue with their education and in turn uplift their lives. This even as they challenge unemployed youth to venture into money-making enterprises to avoid idleness.
Hii changalawe ikichotwa na ikiuzwa vizuri itagharimia maisha ya wananchi wetu, kwa sababu hii changalawe mbeleni, kabla kaunti haijaweka mikakati, ilikuwa inachotwa na hakuna kitu ilikuwa inarudi kwa wananchi, lakini saa hii kama mahali tuko, wananchi wanafurahia.
Kwa hivyo wanawaomba wafunguke akili, wafunguke macho, ili wanjue kama hii mchanga iko na kitu ya kutusaidia.
In other news, the Kenya Women Parliamentary Association, KEWOPA, has embarked on a women leadership sensitization drive in northern Kenya in a move aimed at addressing religious and cultural barriers in women leadership. During an engagement session held in Garissa, the organization regretted that women leadership in the country is still way below the required numbers, with religious and cultural barriers remaining the biggest hindrance. During the meeting, participants were challenged to move beyond their counties and collaborate across the board to build their skills as leaders.
Challenge kubwa ambayo inajitokeza kutokana na mkutano huu ni of course issues to do with culture and religion. Hizo ndizo challenge kubwa ambazo zimezungumziwa katika mkutano huu.
They were challenging the boys. So we always say that women are leaders, they were born leaders. And if they continue to come to Garissa and ask our challenges and other things, they give us all those confidence, I believe we'll be on another level.
If you were to say that we want women to lead or we want women to take up roles that require voting, women need to convince men that they are good leaders. Women need to go to the communities and convince young people to vote for them. So we are having a discussion, a wholesome discussion that involves the men, that involves the young people, to ensure that all of us are on board in supporting this woman leader to become, to thrive and to serve, not only in Garissa, but the Republic of Kenya.
Now, mystery surrounds the death of an administration police officer who died in a fire incident on the 25th of January 2025. According to Reverend Alex Jumba, who spoke during the officer's burial at Katelegang in Teso North, the deceased Churchill Omanyala approached him on the fateful night barefoot, holding a Bible, seeking salvation. The Reverend obliged only to learn of his demise hours later. The matter is currently under investigations amidst question as to what caused the fire in his house. The deceased leaves behind 2 widows and 9 children.
Wakati tumebakisha 10 minutes, nikaona mtu ameingia bila viatu, lakini alikuwa ameshika Biblia, na akaja akaniambia, mtumishi wa Mungu, ningependa kuokoka. Na kwa sababu tulikuwa na wengine pale tukiomba na wachungaji wengine, nikamwambia njoo hapa kwa madhabahu, na nikamuelekeza ombi la kumpokea Kristo Yesu.
So muda si muda, wakati aliingia tu kwake, majirani sasa hapo wakaona moshi na moto.
nikiomba kila siku, Mungu nibadilishie huyu hao watoto wangu, nitafanya nini? Lakini na furaha yangu tu, Churchill amelala, lakini amelala kama ametambua.
Now, a couple based in Nambale sub-county in Busia County is appealing for financial support to facilitate an urgent liver transplant in India for their 14-month-old son. Baby Luke Mshindi was diagnosed with liver cirrhosis at 3 months and is now in desperate need of specialized treatment. Take a look.
For the last 11 months, baby Luke Mushindi has been suffering from chronic liver disease. Luke's mother, Dairis Kemunto, says he was born normally but started showing symptoms of jaundice at 3 months.
After 3 months, tuka realize kwamba Luke akona yellow eyes. Macho yake ilitani ikakuwa nikaa iko yellow. Katika hiyo process, consulting familia na marafiki wakasema hiyo si kawaida. Ndio nikaanza safari ya kumpeleka hospitalini.
Upon further examination, Luke was found with a chronic liver disease which makes him unable to feed.
He is in an emergency kind of a condition because right now ako under medication. So zile function zote zenye liver haifanyi ni madawa inafanya. So lazima akunywe hiyo dawa because asipokunywa hayo madawa kutakuwa na complications zenye zitafanya turudi tena hospitali.
With the declining liver function and other complications, doctors have recommended urgent liver transplant.
Kulingana na the signs zenye anaonyesha liver yake imeharibika. Ikafika mahali ambapo haiwezi pona, the liver haiwezi pona. So akaniambia the only solution ni liver transplant.
The family is seeking financial support to raise 5 million shillings to facilitate the procedure in India.
Akifanyiwa liver transplant, he will have a chance to live a life. Yes. So to support us, to support in any way, especially financially.
To support Luke, you can channel contributions via paybill 522-533, account number 7891659.
Of course, let's keep up the Kenyan spirit and help the little angel Luke to actualize his dreams. Again, the pay bill 522-533, 7891659. And still in Busia, residents have sounded the alarm of alleged court brokers operating in Busia law courts. The residents claim to have fallen victim to fraudsters posing as intermediaries for legal services. A senior magistrate at Busia law court, Edna Nyaloti, has called on the residents to be cautious and desist from seeking legal aid or services outside the court's formal channels. Speaking during the Judiciary and Public Dialogue Day in Busia, Nyaloti urged residents to approach customer care services within the court premises for guidance and handling active court matters.
Unajua ukiwa na kesi ukitembea pale nje unakuwa pengine uko na stress. Wao brokers unajua kuangalia mtu mwenye anakaa kuna stress. So ukionekana kama uko na stress ndio wanakukujia haraka. Unaenda na kwambia enda uza chochote, enda uza shamba, enda uza kuku. Sisi hapa Busia ni zero tolerance to corruption.
Mama huko counter, uliza staff, mimi nataka usaidizi. Wachana kupata hawa watu huko nje. Huko nje wanakukonga na wanaenda.
Kama mwananchi kutafuta kuelewa taratibu za kotini. Wache kutegemea rumors pale nje.
Now, gender activists in Migori County have called for enhanced funding to strengthen the fight against gender-based violence, while allowing the formation of a task force to formulate policy and legal framework to deal with femicide. The gender activists expressed optimism that the renewed intervention by government will significantly contribute to the ongoing battle war on GBV. They, however, raised concerns over the poor remuneration of healthcare workers who are at times crucial witnesses in GBV cases and are unable to attend court hearings due to lack of transportation and other resources.
We have had a lot of referral of cases. We have had a lot of psychosocial support to survivors. But then you realize that even after having a surge, we still have high instances or high incidences of GBV in the county. As we speak, we understand that we are at 51% in terms of GBV prevalence in this county. So the formation of this particular committee, I believe that it's going to help a lot in terms of responding and preventing these cases.
Of collaborating with the health partners so that we also link them to health services. And again, there's need for making them feel free to talk about their issues so that they receive services in a timely manner, because some of the issues are a bit sensitive, and for someone to open up and talk about their issues, the need for community awareness so that they're able to reach to health services and talk.
And we also need to bring in multi-sectoral approaches. We also need to bring in our legal people, where we have the judiciary, where we have the police, where we have also other stakeholders who are also the key actors in GBV.
Now, switching gears to matter sports, Kenya's Alex Nzioka Matata claimed victory at the 2025 Ras Al Khaimah half marathon in the United Arab Emirates. In the women's race, Kenya's Judith Kemboi secured second place behind Ethiopia's Elgayehu Taye Halyu, who took the top spot. Jessica Chelgat rounded out the podium in third place.
From Kenya, the extra rush of 297. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations!
The race was not so much good at the first 10 kilometers. It was tough for me, and it was a lot of windy. And then I have come to discover that I can be the winner at 15K now. Yeah.
I'm so happy today. I finished in podium position, but I did not manage to run my PP. The course was very tough and there was a lot of wind. Yeah. The course was nice, but I didn't manage to run my PB because I was alone through from 10 kilometers up to the finish. But I feel good.
I think the athletes talked about the wind, and when we're out here, it's difficult to feel that when you're standing on the course. Certainly the breeze is picking up at points, and I think what makes it harder is the loop nature of the course, and you could certainly see on the Al Marjan Island section going one way, they had the wind behind them a little bit quicker.
From athletics to soccer now, where the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has changed the player registration regulations of the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. The new regulations will allow football clubs to register a player for CAF competitions who has already participated in either of the CAF competitions for another football club within the same football season.
By changing player registration regulations, the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup regulations are now similar to the UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Europa League player registration regulations. The changes are aimed at improving the quality of the African football clubs that are participating in the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 that will be held in the United States in June-July 2025. Meanwhile, CAF has announced the match schedule for the Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 that will see 9 venues used across 6 cities. Morocco and Comoros will kick off the tournament on 21st of December at the newly built 69,500-seater Complex Sportif Prince Moulay Abdallah in Rabat. Rabat will have 4 match venues, with other host cities Casablanca, Agadir, Marrakech, Fes and Tangier having 1 each.
Here's Barrow again. What can he construct? Chips it in. And there's another goal.
Now, further afield, English Premier League leaders Liverpool will look to extend the unbeaten streak as they face AFC Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium in one of the 6 matches scheduled for today. The Reds are currently 6 points ahead of title rival.
Alisson Becker again.
The big one, Arsenal versus Manchester City, will be played tomorrow at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, you can trust Channel 1's post desk for all the latest goals, the sounds, the tears, and also the joy as well. Amos Ogweri has been my director for this broadcast. Byron Abuli has handled the sign language interpretation. My name is Bentro Njue, wishing you a fantastic weekend ahead and also a fantastic month as well. Have a good one.
This is C.G. Moses of KBC Channel 1.
He could have lost his sight, but not his vision.
The doctor who performed the laser procedure on you passed the laser beam over your retina during the procedure and left a scar. Moses, you're going blind. We're sorry.
If there was a way of the government taking over, providing for them, that would be the best. Otherwise, as at now, when I drive around, I see people on wheelchairs. They are begging.
How many clinics do we know in this country that have their information in Braille or even their service charters in Braille?
All that's coming up this Sunday on Health and Lifestyle at 6:30 p.m.
You almost messed up.
You need to tell me the truth.
I did help your dad find the guy.
And?
Then your dad did the rest.
Alex, you're a pathological